What's up, y'all? This is Chris, Black Diamond Strength and Fitness Coach. And if you've been following me, you know I've been doing a cut. I know I took a couple weeks off. That's on me. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But as far as the cut is concerned, it is over. It's done. It's through. The results are in. So for those of you who have been following me, you know that I started cutting back in on December 30th of last year. I started at about 195.9 pounds, something like that. So let's just call it 196 pounds. The goal for the cut was to get down to 180.0 pounds. That goal has been hit. I actually hit it a couple weeks ago. I hit it before March was over with, but I decided to unofficially continue the cut anyway, because what happened, even though I told y'all once I hit it I was going to be done and we're going to change course, I did decide that because of a couple little technicalities that I was going to keep going on the cut. So for one, when I finally did hit that weight under 180, it wasn't my first weight in the morning. So I want to make sure that it was that I counted my weight first thing in the morning so that it fit, all the other weights that I did. And then also, as a consequence of this continuation, I really wanted to end on a Sunday with the weight under 180, which that didn't happen. But I'm going to put up my numbers here in a minute, but you'll be able to see that throughout this past week, my numbers have consistently been under 180, hovering around like 179.0, something like that. And so now you can see actually that my moving average is under 180. So now there's no dispute about it. I'm definitely under 180 pounds, so the cut is officially over. A couple things I'll say about the cut. I didn't change much of anything. Step count was relatively the same. I tried to get around like 7,000 or more steps per day. That didn't always happen, but I mean, it is what it is. I tried to get some strength training days, at least 3 or 4 a week. I was shooting for 5 or 6. I stuck with heavy compound lifts, so those were barbell and dumbbell, primarily chest presses, rows, and squats. So those are the main exercises. I didn't do too many. I tried to keep it to no more than about 15 sets per week. So that was an average of about 6 sets or so per workout. Could be 6, could be 9, something like that. Not too much. I kept it in the heavyweight range, so I couldn't do more than about 6 reps of any of these at any given time. I did not lose a ton of strength, but I will tell you that, maybe it's just being tired at work and stuff like that. But this past week, I just did not have the normal energy or strength that I normally would have. So I know at least one day, I went into the gym, got ready to do my whole workout and everything, got under the bar, and the weight just was not moving. And I was just like, well, I came in, I tried, and I left. I just went in there, I got all ready, spent 5 minutes, and left. And some days you'll have like that, but the whole point is that you're consistent, you show up, and you don't quit. You don't let the way you feel in the moment dictate what you do as far as your steps to go to the gym. And so I decided to lead by example on that one and go to the gym, even though I only stayed 5 minutes. As far as the food is concerned, I can't put those numbers up for the past couple of weeks because I pretty much stopped tracking. Once I hit the goal, I stopped tracking, but I still kind of ate the same thing. So it's safe to assume I probably was still hovering around that 2,000, 2,200 calorie range for my caloric intake, which is why I continued to lose weight and dropped another pound or two in the process. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Y'all followed me. Y'all saw me do this. It basically took me 12 to 14 weeks. I believe this is week 14, but I think I hit the goal at around 12 weeks, somewhere around there. I could be wrong. I'll put those numbers exactly up as a correction. But yeah, I'll put up the before pictures. This is me at 196 pounds. And as a matter of fact, I'll just show you all of the pictures of the weeks progressing so you can see kind of how the change is making. And I'll end it with a picture of today. So with all that said, cut is over. If anybody who's been watching this has any questions about what I'm doing, or you want to do something similar, definitely just shoot me a comment, shoot me a message. I have the application and the link as normal. You can hit me up that way. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. So now the question is, what's next? What happens next? It's about to be summertime, so a lot of people are in this cut process. Like, they're trying to get as lean as possible, get the six-pack popping off, all that good stuff. But for me, I'm not really like a beach guy. I don't really like to take my shirt off and stuff like that anyway. For me, this was just more of an exercise to let y'all know how to do it and what to expect. I am going to somewhat bulk again, not really. I'm just gonna eat like normal. Try to lift heavy. But one thing that you gotta make sure that you do if you're taking this fitness stuff seriously, is you need to have a plan. You need to be working towards something. So what I'm gonna be working towards personally is just getting stronger. I'm going to be setting targets for my workouts, making sure that I'm getting the energy that I need and the sleep that I need in order to perform the way that I need to. I'm going to set targets for increasing strength overall. So I'll do some different rep ranges as well. And my goal will be to consistently see my strength going up. And if for some reason I don't see my strength going up, then that means that there's either something wrong with my training, there's something wrong with my sleep, or there's something wrong with my diet. So that will be the goal. I'll be doing that in the coming weeks, and periodically I'll check in with y'all and let y'all know about that particular process. But from now on, it won't be more of a progress thing. It'll be more just me giving you guys tips about some common questions that I'm being asked. And the only other thing that I'll tell you about something I'm changing with my own regimen is I'm used to taking creatine, and for this cut, I did not take creatine. I cut it all the way out. And the reason I never used it again was because I didn't want it to disrupt the flow of things. So basically, it was going to make my weight jump back up, because creatine will cause you to hold more water. Your muscles are fuller and everything. It's really just water weight. But I didn't want it to disrupt or like skew any of my progress. So that's the reason why I didn't introduce it during the cut. You can still cut using creatine. I just didn't do it. So I'm gonna start using creatine again. I'll probably jump up a few pounds once the load period is over, which is no big deal. I'll still pretty much look the same. But yeah, that's the goal going forward. So sorry y'all, I've been on this little hiatus. There's been a lot going on at work or whatever, but those are the types of excuses that can stop you as well from your fitness journey. And so what I'm here to tell you is you need to give yourself a little bit of grace. Sometimes you will fall off. You won't be as consistent as you need to be. Y'all haven't seen me in 2 weeks. But I'm still here. It's easy to just be like, okay, well, I took off 2 weeks, so I'm already off the bandwagon, if I can talk. So what's the point? Well, the point is, if it's something that means something to you, then you need to keep giving it what you have, even if you mess up, even if you stumble. We need to take these times as opportunities to learn where we're falling short and just improve. And that's all we can do, is just continue to improve and progress. And that's what I would like to do as a coach for anybody who works with me, is if you've been in a position where like you're constantly falling off, or you can't stay consistent, or you keep starting and restarting, and you just need somebody to kind of, coach you, guide you, keep you going. I'm here for the long haul. I want to see people succeed. So, and I'm also just not going to tell you things that aren't true. So if you're not doing the things that are leading in the right direction, I'm going to tell you. I don't sugarcoat. But at the end of the day, it's not about beating you down or making you feel bad about not showing up. It's about me encouraging you and letting you know that a better version of you is on the other side of this, and I'm trying to help you get there. So if you're interested in that type of coaching, again, links in the description for coaching. Like, subscribe, definitely subscribe. But that's all I got for y'all. Till next time, peace.